Metallica's fourth studio album, And Justice for All, released August 25th, 1988. With songs like Blackened One and Harvester of Sorrow, this was the new album with a new bass player, Jason Newsted. The band at first wasn't a huge fan of Jason, so in the mix, the bass has been turned down quite a lot, and this is normally known as the album with no bass, which, compared to the other albums, you can definitely tell there is barely any bass in it. A year after the album's release, the band released their first ever music video for the song One. Some people were happy that the band had released a music video, some were upset. Some people called them sellouts, some people called them successful. For this video, I will be going into One. I want to try and recreate the iconic tones that they used for it. That includes the that includes the clean tone that James used, the clean tone Kirk used. Let's go. I'm gonna try and recreate the clean tone from One. Throughout the series so far, I've just done distorted guitars. So I feel like if you want a distorted guitar for Justice, just use one of them. The closest one I'll say is either Puppets or Wherever It May Roam. Just scoop the bass down a little bit more, and then you should get the tone properly. Um, but for this, I will just be doing the clean tone, just trying to make it better for everyone to use. So then you could go from the and then to the just easier that way. So for this, we will be using the Jazz Amp 120, which is based off the Roland Chorus C1, I think it's called, which is actually the amp they used on the album. There we go. So just straight out the box like this. Already that is sounding very close to what we're looking for. Just gonna turn up my volume. Okay, so looking at some forums, I found this. Amp settings used on pretty much every album so far that Metallica has done. But this is what I want to look at: clean sound. So I want to turn the gain up to a 7, bass to a 3, and mids to a 3. Whack some EQ on there a little bit of reverb as well. And then hopefully we'll get something close to the clean tone from One. So this might have been one of the easiest tones to recreate, just because it is so simple yet so iconic. So what we've got is the equivalent to a Roland C1, I think it is, the amp, the chorus amp. This is a Jazz Amp 120 CFH. I don't know what the difference is between that and the Jazz Amp 120. I've got the volume at a 9, treble at 8, mids at a 4, uh, 3.5 for bass, no distortion because you don't need it for this. You got reverb at 1, and then your um, modulation. Obviously, you want chorus. I've left the depth and speed at 5. Amp settings are completely neutral. They are the same. I haven't touched them. For the rack, I've got a compressor, which just gives it a little bit. Oh, excuse me, a little bit more life to it. beautiful. I've got a bit of hall reverb on it just to give it that a little more depth again. Some nice EQ in there just to give it more character, little delay just to let everything ring out. I don't have a lot of it on, but you can hear it slightly if I just go. It's very quick. So that's how the clean tone for the rhythm sounds like. All I'm going to do to get Kirk's lead is change my pickup. That is it. For James, I had my pickup selector in the middle all the way up for Kirk's, just to get that very low sounding tone out of it as well. You can tell there when I went straight into that rhythm section, if I have that, there's just too much of the low ends there. So if I have it on the middle, it's like the perfect combo. That just sounds too thin, just right, too much. So just experiment with your pickups as well, which pickups you're using for what part, because that could be a whole nother thing to it as well. Guitars ain't just for show. All the tones not just in the amp, it's also in the guitar that you use. So be wary of that. But yeah. So that's me recreating the one clean tone that could be used out through the whole song, obviously. And then if you want to use a distorted guitar, I would even say go back to my Master of Puppets tone video guide that I put out, or look out for the next one, which should be the Black Album. Just scoop the bass a little bit more. Maybe boost the treble a little bit, and then a little bit more EQ in, just to get that nice Justice tone that you want. But yeah, that's Justice for All. This is one. This is clean. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.